GM fam, welcome back to Value Vibes, where we talk about Solana NFTs, the drama, the love, and the vibes with Zircon, Solinvestor, and myself, Phil X Contreras. What's up, guys? How's it going? How's everything, Solinvestor?
I think we should let Zircon start because of
I
the
try and
whole.
keep it to the end. If anyone doesn't know, Argentina just lost today, and Zircon's trying to put a smile on right now, but there's a
Yeah, yeah.
burning heart right now.
Yeah, I'm doing my best to keep my everything together.
Oh man, no, it's going good. It's going good. A bunch of stuff that's happened in the Soul space. Solana's trying to hold $11. Seems like it's going to break below. We have the FOMC coming up, so should be interesting there. But on the NFT side, I mean, god damn, Lily's pumped. Jeez.
Yeah, Lily went off. That was insane. That was surprising for me. What about you?
I like it. I like it. I mean, it was a surprise, sure. But I think the first 24 hours they did about 130K volume. And you just love to see that. You just love to see that. The art's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And markets have been a little bit down, but just this huge influx of volume. And Lily's just caught half of it. I mean, it was incredible to see. It was incredible to see. And judging by the amount of work they've put into this art, I mean, to me, every NFT just looks different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just scrolling through it, look at each piece. Each of them just stand out in their own way. And I mean, look, I was fading them at 4 Sol. After that, they ran up straight to 16 Sol. But man, no, you'd love to see it. You'd love to see it.
Yeah, Zircon, what do you think of this art?
I really like them. I actually was a little bit skeptical just because of Elixir. I don't know if you knew Elixir. I think Elixir minted the day we made the podcast, and they sold out, but it was kind of a slow mint, and they are already at 10 at mint price, so they didn't do as well as everyone planned. I know about market conditions and everything, but these kind of projects are the ones that you think that might be an exception to the rule. And since they didn't do well, I thought maybe market isn't yet ready for a mint to pump. So I saw them at 4 as well. I was thinking we were with the guys from the DAO. We were thinking on aping in just to buy a 1 or 2, and we were like, do you think it's like the right play? And I was like, I'm gonna let it pass just because I want to see how market behaves. And well, now I know that market did the right thing on Lilies. I mean, and they were asking like, why did this pump? And it was a really hyped mint before all this crash and everything. So I'm not surprised they did well. They were gonna do well before everything happened, and they did incredibly well anyway. So I'm not as surprised. I mean, I'm surprised just because of market conditions, but I expect them to do well actually.
Yeah, yeah. For me, I was trying to play this like all the other mints that were coming out, to where they would mint out and then the price would go under the mint price, and it was working out well for me. And that's what I was trying to plan here. I saw the 4 Sol price, and then when I saw that, I was thinking, okay, if it does go down to 3 Sol, or 2 Sol, I'm gonna jump in and buy a couple. And it did not do that. It was a surprise for me as well, just like you guys. And it started to climb up, and then when I saw it go up to 12 Sol, I knew I was already too late. And right now I'm just playing the long term game. I'm playing the game to where I hope it does come back down to 4 Sol. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but if it does, then I'm gonna try to get in. But this could be 1 month or 2 months for me. But overall, the art is beautiful. I
Yeah.
enjoy the art, and as you can see, they're still being sold out right now. And this is definitely something that I like to wear as a PFP. When I look at someone's Lily PFP, I can already tell it's a Lily. Like what you were saying.
Yeah.
It's just out there. It's just so different, so unique, and it's definitely it's poppable. Even more poppable than Utes, I would say.
I don't know. I actually I saw some photos comparing the Utes art to the Lilies art. Personally, I like Utes. I think there is a lot more detail to the art, but I don't know, something about this sort of simplified, sort of blockish artwork. Uh, I don't know. It reminds me a little bit of some childhood games I used to play back in the day.
Yeah.
Wolf Among Us, stuff like that. Super, super interesting. I can't believe no one ever thought of this. I mean, it's absolutely genius.
Yeah. What Zircon, Utes or Lily as far as art?
I'm not the biggest fan of youths. I mean, the art is okay in terms of art, in the artistic and design, but I'm more into Lily's kind of art. I mean, if I have to value, it's obvious the obvious answer is youths. But if they were at the same price, I would prefer to buy a Lily. Maybe I like them more to use them as a PFP, just as what in terms of PFP we're talking.
One
Okay,
thing
yeah. So
about
not
youths,
utility, just art, I
Yeah, yeah,
guess.
yeah. Great art.
I don't know. Look, okay, I will say this. One thing I don't like about youths is that there's just too many glasses.
Oh yeah,
I'm a fan of
Ah,
facial expressions. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Uh, I think I've only seen a handful of youths that don't have glasses on.
yeah, yeah.
There
You
you
can see
go.
it.
There you
you're right.
go.
You're right.
Yeah,
I did not notice that till you said that. Now that you said that,
This will
that's
never
all.
leave
It's
your head.
it's always gonna be in my mind now. Now that you
It
said
doesn't
that,
go
and
away.
it's not gonna go away now.
No.
I did not notice that. What the hell?
Yeah, and I'm
Oh,
a fan of facial expressions. I don't know why I'm like
yeah.
that. I don't know if it's just me, but man, there's just too many glasses. And
I
it's a
heard the
shame because
same
I
thing from
like the
another one.
face.
yeah. So, would you prefer Utes or the Lily?
Youths without glasses. But if we're talking about glasses, I would go for Lily. I would go for Lily. Uh, I don't know. I'm a fan of facial expressions. Even if you go to Youths on Magic Eden, so sorry. If you go to Youths on Magic Eden and filter out the glasses, so you can just go to eyewear on the side and just click none, just like search none.
Let's see how it
There
looks
you go.
like.
Yeah. So
And
okay, Phil has shit internet.
Magic Eden doing their stuff again, where everything takes like an
I
hour
guess you
to
can keep
charge.
talking while
Yeah, yeah,
this
yeah.
thing goes on.
Well, it loads. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I do like it individually, but the problem is when you look at the collection as a whole. I mean, there's no variety with the eyes. All of the eyes look exactly the same, and the
Oh
only
yeah,
facial expression that changes is the mouth.
yeah.
Stop.
I see.
Stop.
And
Oh
like once
god.
you start noticing these things,
I d- Man, you're so detailed. I didn't notice that. What?
yeah.
Yo, what the hell?
And
Everything
then
does look the same as far as eyes.
oh man, it's a problem. It's a problem.
Yeah,
But when you look at lilies, uh, the lily collection, you can see a lot of expression, right? And it just gives this nice vibe. I mean, the different eyes, uh, the eyebrows are different facial expressions from the mouth. Uh, I mean, you just can't fade that. But in terms of like the detail in the art, I think Utes just has that fur locked down,
yeah,
and that
Yeah.
really, really makes Utes pop. But once you notice these, strange things with the face and the glasses and the eyes, you just can't
yeah,
unsee it. You can't unsee it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
I
man,
I if I had to pick between Lily and the Utes at the same price, I would pick Lily 100%. And art is perception because there's a lot of people like the Utes
Yeah.
art. Because I currently there's a poll that I did, and it seems like more people enjoy Utes. So for
Well,
me,
you're
I just like that just clean, unique look, and it's I don't know the way that's not too detailed, but it's kind of detailed, but in a strong, straight, bold way. I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot. Yeah, I just love it.
I mean, Phil, I mean, when you think about it, a lot of your followers are DGOT holders. And I mean, you can
Yeah,
say that about any poll, right? Like if someone else runs a poll, you can tell them that, you've been in Lotus Gang for a while or whatever. So it's really difficult to judge social sentiment
Yeah.
unless something like, I don't know,
that's true.
Magic Eden does a poll, who's a little bit more neutral. But
Yeah.
look, both arts are fantastic. Both projects have pumped. Both are doing great. Personally, the higher the floor price, the better the PFP.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I mean, you cannot make a poll and make people pretend that there's no price on the artwork, because just by the price, everyone is gonna pick Utes, even if it's like it has to be like really really ugly for someone not to pick 100 plus PFP over at 20 minus PFP. That's just common sense. So even with that, it's really really hard. You had to just pick like two NFTs from the same floor price, and maybe there they will consider just the art. And I even with that, I consider that that's not going to happen, because they're going to think on utility, community, and other things other than art to pick the winner.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
here's the other problem that I just want to bring out.
mhm.
Lily's is at 9.60 and Lotus Gang is at 8.22 Solana. So it's one thing Solinvestor that you mentioned was the gods and Utes. So there's kind of like, this price difference between the gods, and it just seems like the gods has that, like, love and feel with Frank the gods. I'm just wondering what is the connection here between Lotus Gang and Lily, and where is the support going to be from Bunjil? Is he going? Is this undervalued? Is Lotus Gang undervalued because of Lily being a higher price? Because Lotus Gang is the primary NFT for Bunjo in the community. I mean, is he going to bring something back to them? How's this going to play out?
It's kind of weird because if this was any other project, I would be like, okay, either Lilies is overvalued, both are overvalued, or Lotus is undervalued. But I really think that Lotus Gang was kind of just generally going under the radar. Um, I'm personally not a fan of this PFP art, but that being said, it seems like Lilies has a different community. You know what I mean? It's attracted different members from the Solana space as a whole into the project in a completely different way that Lotus Gang has. Lotus Gang, it's been held by a bunch of OGs. The holder ratio is basically 2 to 1, so every one holder holds two NFTs. Uh, Personally, I would wait a couple of weeks, just let it play out. Don't enter, don't really do anything unless we actually have some sort of arbitrary confirmation on some form of utility. I think the art has already caused that pump. And now it's all about, okay, so where is it going to find floor? And once it finds that floor, it's going to be whatever utility they choose to release that's going to kick it up higher. So my play here is just I'm not going to buy into any of these two projects. I'm just going to wait around 2 weeks, see what happens, monitor announcements, maybe get on some spaces if there are any, some AMAs, and just wait until we start hearing some rumors about some utility. And I think that's your entry.
Yeah, that's some good pointers out right there about these two projects. What do you think, Zircon?
Yeah, I'm more on the same side. I've always thought that the main project has to do well in order to have a second collection doing as like following the same path. But here I'm not quite sure because as Solinvestor mentioned, it doesn't feel like it's the same community, like driven from Lotus Gang to Lily. So I'm not 100% sure that it's gonna go like the normal path of the main collection doing good and the second collection doing well and being like correlated on price. I'm not quite sure of what's gonna happen with these ones. I enjoy more Lily than Lotus Gang, but we'll have to
Mhm.
see how they manage the utility around Lily, how they are gonna connect like Lily and Lotus Gang to see how the prices move from now on. But I wouldn't guarantee that they're gonna have a correlation on price. Like I don't know if Lotus Gangs start pumping, Lily's gonna pump, or the other way around. Like if Lotus Gang starts going down, that Lily's gonna go down as well. I'm not. I couldn't guarantee that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean though, I personally think it's tough because like if you're in Bunjo's shoes, this is powered by Lotus Gang. So Lotus Gang is like, the community that really helped him bring Lily out there. So like if you show too much love on the Lily, which is beautiful art, it kind of I would feel like, as a Lotus Gang community member, that you really just like threw us off on the side because now the Lily is more valuable than us. Like, what's going on here? Like I supported the whole way. So I just don't know how he's gonna play it out. And I hope that both projects do well, but it's I think it's gonna become an issue at some point. But I guess we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, look, zombies. If I'm not mistaken, zombies is the second collection to brains, and zombies is valued higher. So there are ways to make the sort of second collection become the main collection, and it would be interesting to see if they actually do that with this. Because, in all honesty, I actually think that that's the best move. Um, the community may react in some way, but then again, Lotus Gang has had a huge bump from a couple of months ago. So really, I mean, if you're a Lotus holder, would you really be upset? Oh, you can change the 1 hour at the top to like a daily chart. Fill you in from 1 hour to 1 hour.
They
Okay, weekly. Perfect. Yeah, so they basically had a huge bump. They've had a huge bump. Sort of go to like October. I think they may have been around 1 soul.
Oh, in the beginning.
You don't even have to go that far. Even if you just go to like July.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they were at like
1.8.
they were at like 2 soul. So they've already had a huge bump. If Lily's goes up, Lotus Gang will follow. If Lotus Gang goes up, Lily will eventually follow. It just depends on how he decides to do that. But it's clear to me that I think based off social sentiment, Lily is a better project, just off social sentiment. And if he can keep that social sentiment while driving value, then I think there's a bright future for both projects.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting points. Now, on the other topic, we have Claynosaurz coming out. Claynosaurz is another project that is basically going to bring the Solana vibes back, in my opinion. This project has a lot going on, and it could definitely bring a new type of utility value to all of Solana, which is the animation studio. And this project is now going to mint very soon. Go for it, Zircon. What you say?
I really love Claynosaurz. The only thing that worried me a little bit was I don't know if you heard that it's almost confirmed that they are gonna mint around to 8 to 10 soul. That's the only issue I have for a 10K size collection. I mean, it's a really really big supply and it's pricey. I mean, pricey compared to what the actual mints were installed for the last couple of months. Not in terms of money, because we know Solana is like at 11, so it's like 88 USD. So it's not money the issue. I mean, in terms of the amounts of soul, but I really enjoy the art. They are really, really hyped. Yet a friend that is part of the Liberty Square Syndicate told me they made a first come first serve for Claynosaurz, and they the and the website where they have to make the first come first serve on the bot just stopped working from all the entries they got. So that's the level of hype they are managing. They're really, really hyped. So I really think they're gonna do well. I don't know if they're gonna have a crazy pump at the beginning just because of the insane mint price, but we'll see how it goes. They have already. I know some things about the sardines. I don't know how these are connected to the main collection. I've heard some rumors on whitelist and stuff, but I'm not quite sure what their utility is on relation to the ecosystem of Claynosaurz.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just can't believe it's at 115 soul. That is insane.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that. I actually agree with everything Zircon said. Look, I'm actually bullish on the project in general, mainly because I have whitelist, so that really helps.
Yeah.
But and so Big Brain tweeted about them. In fact, that's actually what got me a little bit more bullish on them. Uh, Historically, we've seen IP plays not do too well, and we've seen animation on both Sol and Ethereum not do well. But I think it's a good flip. They're no longer going for 8 Sol, they're going for 10, if I'm not mistaken. And I think they're minting on the 26th. They have a poll right now. It seems like the 26th is currently winning. Personally, I would have liked to know more about the project in terms of their roadmap as a whole and their delivery times. But I think it can be a good flip. I don't think there's much minting. I think people are looking for something after Lilies. I think liquidity can flow in. Will it hit 20, 30 Sol? Probably not. But you may just make enough money to buy some dinner, considering Sol is at $10.
So here is one of the things that got me excited for this, and I'm actually gonna hold Claynosaurz because of it. But so they're basically creating this, this animation studio. These guys come from Disney, Pixar. They built Minions. They built what's the other one called? I don't got it on my top of my head, but a lot of different good quality type of Pixar's type of movies. They basically say, after this, what's just as exciting is the team's plan to hold mentorship programs for artists and offer production services to other Web3 projects. So these guys have the studio, they have the skills. They will offer other production services to other Web3 projects. This will foster strategic relationship as well as bring added revenue sources. That is gonna be something wild. If other NFT projects, will they create their own type of animation, actual like Disney style animations? Will these guys be able to benefit from that as well? Added revenue streams. That is gonna be really cool if it does work out.
Yeah, I think that's actually super interesting. I do already know 1 or 2 projects that are working on animations. From the top of my head, 2 projects, Kikiverse and Cosmic Cape Crusaders. Both of them are looking to create some sort of lore. Both of them are looking to create animations. We will see more projects coming out, with sort of the idea to create some sort of brand through animations. We've seen it work really, really well in the Web2 space. And gaming is another interesting way. So I don't know if any of you guys have heard of the game Overwatch.
Yeah.
And one thing that made Overwatch really famous is that they were releasing these short clips on YouTube, which was just a short animation on some of their heroes. And man, did that gain so much traction. So we've seen Web2 companies actually utilize creating animation lore to really boost the brand and boost sort of the the public perception of their project.
Yeah.
And it could be super interesting to see what these guys execute. I mean, look, judging by what you've said, I understand that creating animations does take a very long time. So if you actually plan on holding this, this is going to be a super long term hold. Uh, Personally, I'm going to go for the flip, and then I may just buy back in after I hear some big projects if they plan on using their services. But these guys are definitely talented. It's definitely a super long term hold. Uh, just depends on how you want to play it. Just depends on how you want to play it.
Yeah, it's their proof of work is definitely out there. It definitely was probably going to be a good strategy to basically flip after mint. With everything that's going on around the hype, it'll probably die down at some point, but not like die down. I'm saying like like it'll
Yeah.
finally like the hype will die down, not die down. No, not it's not a rug. Don't go crazy over me. But yeah, for me, yeah, I'm just gonna hold it. And I'm probably gonna buy another one when it does, finally the hype does come down. I want to really be a part of this project because I really like what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean the cool thing on animations in general with and in this JPEG space we are is that animation makes the characters get some like get into like if there were living things actually. So that's really cool to get some engagement with the community. Seem like I don't know. I love when holders of I don't know the gods or things like that just hire someone to make them some the god animated that has some movement. I really enjoy the moving the gods that some of the members of the community had made with their own um, hired editors and stuff. But this thing that of having a studio making it for you, it's really cool to add some extra like spark to the actual NFT piece. I think, in my
Yeah.
opinion, at least.
Would that mean that these guys can create some the gods animation? Well,
Yeah.
and then create. I mean, it could
With,
happen.
with any
Now,
collection, imagine an SMB that starts moving.
SMB movie. That would be crazy. But yeah, we just never know. I mean, we have recording right now. A year from now, this thing could come out. Maybe some Taiyo Oil animation
Yeah,
I was going to
for
say, I can see
Solinvestor.
pilots. Oh man, what did? Oh god, I am still salty about this play. I mean, look, we were saying that this is going to fall to around 4 Sol. It's going to be an absolute steal. It fell to 4.6. I did not buy in. Last
No
week
one.
we were talking about this at 10 Sol. I did not buy in, and it just skyrocketed to 25.
Yeah.
And now I'm just sitting here like, I mean, this was a clean 6x basically, and oh
Yeah.
god.
Yeah, you could see. Well, we were talking about it right here, I believe, and then it went up, and it was specifically Solinvestor who was really looking at this.
Yeah.
So
By
yeah,
the way, there's another project I'm looking at that could pump really soon. I suspect in the next week or two. And
which one is that?
That's Sharkify.
Oh, Sharkify.
Do you already
So
have
they
it on
did-
your favorites?
Yeah, they did go a little bit down. I think at 5 Sol. Yeah, 5 Sol right now. It's definitely something that I've been staring at it for a while. But you're saying that this thing could finally do some move, huh?
Yeah, so they're holding 5 Sol super well. They had that FTX crash down to 3 Sol. But the way I see it, they have what they actually want released. So they're releasing some sort of gamified staking for their token and for their rev share, as well as some sort of leveling up feature for their NFTs. So it seems to me that it'll all be released in parts. So it will sort of start with the staking, start with the tokenomics, and build its way up to leveling up and to rev share. It's not really super clear how they plan on doing it, but they do have a Twitter space. I believe it's today. I'm not entirely sure what time. And then they have a holder space tomorrow. So I suspect what's going to happen is they're probably going to say it's going to be delayed for another week, maybe another 2 weeks. However, if they can drive hype during these spaces, I think this is going to start trending upwards. If they don't, it's going to start going towards 4.5. So personally, I still see 5 Sol as a good entry. I did pick up some last night. I am going to pick up more if they do fall to around 4.5. And I'm just going to start DCing in because since they started, they've already done around $10 million in loans. There are very few projects that have done that sort of volume within the space. And they're going to release rev share. I mean, they're obviously not going to rev share $10 million, but I'm super bullish on them. And in fact, just to add on all of this, their biggest loan whale, so the person providing the most liquidity on their platform, is HGE.
Oh,
so
really?
That's another thing. Yeah, it's HGE.
I did not know that.
Yes, I'm super bullish on these guys. I've already picked up 2. I'm going to be listening to both AMAs. If I start hearing anything bullish, if I hear that this thing's coming out after 1 week, I'm immediately picking up a couple more. If they say, I don't know, it's going to be delayed by another 4 weeks, then I'm going to sit on my hands and I'm just going to be buying the dip on this. But man, they've held up really well. Their stats are unbelievably impressive. Other than HGE, another one of the biggest whales is actually Soul Princess. And she provides a ton of liquidity.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know, if you actually look at the biggest marketplaces, so you have Magic Eden, you have Hades Swap, Hyperspace, and then Soul Princess, because of how much liquidity she actually provides in Hades Swap. So no, I'm super bullish on this. I'm super bullish on this project. Let's just see what happens during the AMAs.
There was one time where, like, on the actual, like, marketplace volume, it was funny because she was like in like 3rd place out of out of Magic Eden, Hate Swap, and she was 3rd, and then you had and then everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's doing more volume than actual marketplaces.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, so super bullish on them. I've actually been using their services quite a bit. I do provide a lot of, well, not a lot, but I do provide liquidity for certain projects. And as soon as they get defaulted, I sell for about a 50% profit. So basically a 2x. For example, if I give a loan for, let's say, Cyberfrogs at 7 Sol, but at the time they're sitting at 14, someone defaults, sell it for 14 Sol, and there's around a 7% chance someone will default. So yeah, I've used the services. It's super smooth. It's really good. I just want to hear what they have to say in the AMAs. I just want to hear what they have to say in the AMAs and just play it on that. But I suspect this is going to be my biggest bag at some point.
And we shall find out next week on where to Sharkify. I'm definitely interested in it. Definitely something that's a good point right there with Sharkify. And then we shall see. Now, Zircon, we have something else here that is a very debatable topic. Shillin villain. Should he have been blocked?
I don't know what happened with Alexander, actually. I'm quite surprised. I'm still trying to figure out what's going on. The only thing I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Alexander in terms of how he manages in social media, but we're talking about like freedom here. Well, everyone should be able to say whatever he has to say, even though he's rush and most of the times he's a hater. But even with that, I prefer him being able to speak than not being able to speak at all, just because Twitter suspended his account. But that's just how how I think about anything that it's like in terms of what it's ethical and moral. If he's not like saying stuff that might hurt someone in terms of being racist or stuff, he can do whatever he wants. He can say whatever he wants, and I don't like him being just banned from Twitter with no reason. At least from what I know, I don't have reasons why he's still banned from Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I didn't really like his style of communication. But he had his way of getting attention currency, and he was very smart on it. But unfortunately, there's a lot of people that reported him for it, so it came with consequences on his style of entertainment.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised on how many love there is for him on trying to get him back. Even he was even actually trending on Twitter, free Shillin villain. So he could possibly come back. I do see it with this amount of people following him. What do you think, Solinvestor?
I actually like Alex, and I know he's attacked some people. I don't really like that part, but the fact is that in a space where 98% of projects will rug, he's actually pointing out the negatives. And some of his points are valid, some of them aren't. Um, I think he got a lot of hate for the whole DGOTS thing, even though I do think he was right to call out Frank, and he was wrong to not have a debate with him. But I would like to see him back. I would like to see him back. I don't agree with everything he says, but he does call projects out for, the sort of shadier stuff that they do. And I like that. I like that. I think we do need to call out more projects.
The yin and the yang, the yin and the yang. But I think free speech, Twitter. He shouldn't be blocked. I do agree with that. But I mean, I'm not personally a fan of the style. But he's got his platform, and that's what it is. We all have our platforms in our way, and I'm sure no one else wants to get censored on their way of building their platform. If it's all right, and he seems to be all right with the way he's doing it. So, but
I do think him not actually talking to Frank and having a discussion with him, which I would have loved to see that, because a lot of the stuff he said about all of the delays that happened with youths, all of the reputable artists, getting out of youths when the arts was being created. I think all of this stuff is questionable. No one actually called Frank out for any of this. He did, but the problem is that he never actually spoke to Frank. You know what I mean? Like, we never had that conversation between him and Frank. Hey, what is going on here? And I think this will be good for him. I think he's going to come back. Hopefully, he comes back as maybe just a little bit nicer.
So with what you just said, I actually think a little bit different on that. I think he used it as attention currency. I think he was trying.
Oh, yeah.
I think he was running out of things to say at that moment, and he had to pick his next enemy because that's what his platform is entertainment. And he probably did not agree with a lot of things he said himself, but he had to use that platform because he's attention. He's like the Kim Kardashian of NFTs. He builds off entertainment. The more attention you get, the more value and following you get. So Frank I think, was the victim. I think at some point it's going to be someone else, which is going to be Solana Princess, because who else do you have else to attack? And then at some point it's going to be his own guy, King Fudd, and then at some point it's going to be someone else until he has to keep going to get this attention. So that's why I personally think. I think it wasn't really Frank related. I think it's just his platform that.
I mean, look, other than Soul Big Brain, Soul Big Brain is the only person in the Solana space with over 100K followers that actually drives value. You know what I mean? Everyone
Yeah.
else is just attention. He's just playing the same game. I don't get involved much in his whole attention thing. I really look into it, but I like it when he calls projects out.
Yeah. Yeah, Soul Big Brain is definitely someone of value on Twitter. And he doesn't tweet much. Every time he tweets, it's like that value. It's like I like it. It's like really just quality in just what he tweets.
Oh, so Big Brain is something else. And you know what? This is what people don't know. If you DM Soul Big Brain, it may take a while, but he responds to everyone.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he responds to everyone. People don't know that. I'm not kidding. You can just DM Soul Big Brain. It doesn't matter if you have 1 follower, if you have 1,000 followers. It doesn't matter. He's going to respond. And here's the thing. I don't understand. I know some projects have actually figured this out, and they've actually DM'd him, asking him, "Hey, what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on that?" And he actually gives responses. But I mean, look, if you're a project owner and you want some advice on something, you feel like Soul Big Brain would know or could assist in any way. The dude responds to all of his DMs. Just DM him and wait a while. He's truly a net positive to the space, and a true gentleman.
For sure. Now, in other news, is there anything else that's upcoming that you guys are looking at or secondary projects?
For me right now, look, I'm just looking at Sharkify. It's my most immediate play at the moment. Unfortunately, I missed Taiyo's looking at Claynosaurz as a new project, and I'm actually still whitelisted for, is it called the Nomads?
Oh,
Yeah,
the
the
Nomads. Yeah.
What do you think, Zircon? The Nomads?
Yeah, the Nomads, it's like it's kind of odd how they manage everything. They have been like really hyped but really under the radar. Not much attention like on the spotlight as we have seen like with Claynosaurz or with Elixir. Those projects were like with a huge spotlight on their side. Nomads was kind of under the radar. That would be like the best way to describe it. They have been working a lot. They built a lot of hype and community around it, but not with much attention as they would, I think. But it's definitely a good play. They might do well. I don't know if they already have announced the mint date. I'm not whitelisted for this one, but it's really a solid project. I really like it.
Nice.
Oh, Phil, I wanted to ask, what's going on with Lunar? Because it's at 4 Sol right now. What price point are we buying back in?
Lunar, yeah. Lunar right now, it has dipped down a little bit. I haven't really looked at the latest news, but as far as what I just have one NFT. I did sell one at the top, but for me, I'm waiting for it to get back down to at least like 3 Sol, and also just waiting on some other news about it. But that's all I really have on it. I know they're gonna come out with the Lunar token at some point, which is gonna be like a token that's related to all these 12 different zodiac signs. I don't even know if they're zodiac signs. I don't know what you call the actual signs. The 12 signs, the Chinese signs.
Oh,
And that's the main token that's coming out that you can swap your ox, your tiger token into a lunar token. It's gonna be some different system with them, but that's like the main thing that everyone's waiting on is this lunar token whenever it comes out from the open DAO. So it looks like it's gonna take a while. But yeah, for sure. At some point here at 3 Solana, I'm probably gonna try to get back in. It just depends on if there's any announcements coming out from them on the Discord.
Remember, we actually interviewed Solidity, and they were
Yeah,
sitting at 0.6 when we interviewed them.
Yeah.
They're currently touching around 1.4.
yeah,
So it's good to see they're doing well.
yeah. I was I was kind of surprised it happened so fast, but yeah, that's great on them, and the interview was definitely well worth it with them.
For Luna, do you think the token's going to come out this year? That's the
Oh,
question.
wait, are you saying that
Because
it's actually related to the Lunar New Year?
Yeah.
I don't know. The way I'm looking at it is actually in terms of markets. So, look, you don't want to release a token at the end of December, right? Because there's just not that many players in the market.
Yeah.
Either you release something early December or you release it beginning of the new year. So I'm just looking at this from like just a trader's perspective. Do you think it's going to come out this year?
I think not. I think probably in January it will come out after all. I mean, maybe next year. That's my bet next year.
That's your bet.
Yeah.
Well, then I guess December will be the low then.
Yeah.
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 Perfect.
That's probably a good time frame. That is I will play it. I mean, if it goes up, if something happens, whatever. But I think that's a good strategy. I think that's I'm probably gonna play that too December at some point.
Yeah.
Start accumulating these
That's
lunars.
probably December is gonna be the accumulation time, and on January everyone has to be ready because they have I mean, I'm not even in the lunar community, but I know if they have the Chinese New Year like late January, they're gonna build something for that date. So they're probably gonna get some hype and some attention around that time, and they're gonna build something interesting around the token maybe for the event of the Chinese New Year. So I will wait for that date to see how it plays. But probably it's gonna be a little bit tanking through December, most likely.
Yeah, another one that we kind of touched on, but we didn't really go into detail, is Elixir.
Right.
They've basically botched their mint. However, they're currently under mint actually. I think they minted for like 10 Sol, 10 to 13 Sol. They're currently at like 9.6, 9.7.
Yeah, that was insane. They had a wager type of minting, and in order, if you wanted to get a guaranteed NFT, it was 18 Sol, and then, like you had the percentages of like 2%, 5% of a wager of like 2 Sol, 5 Sol, and apparently if you had it wrong, they would you would lose that Solana, and a lot of people didn't know that because they didn't understand wager, so they just betted on it at that time, and it was just like this whole chaos around it. But yeah, right now they are at 8 Sol from what it looks like. I've been watching this for a little while, and I actually went on their website, but it's been here for a little bit. Definitely something I'm still watching and I'm still observing. They are at 5% listing supply right now, and I'm gonna just wait. I'm gonna wait till this hype slowly keeps dying down, and I'm probably gonna enter at below 7 or 5 around there. That's my game plan.
I'm actually going to enter after about a month and a half. And I'm just comparing this to Haiti swap. So we didn't see AB. So obviously those crazy price action, but we didn't actually see them come out with anything. They still basically haven't. There is some hype with their UI rework, But Elixir is also building this tool for long and shorting and buying
Yeah.
percentages of tokens. I don't think that's going to come out very quickly. I think
No.
that's probably going to take around 2 months. So I'm going to wait at least 4 to 6 weeks. Just let it bottom out, and then I'll probably buy in. But that's how I'm playing Elixir.
So when ABC was up at 60 Sol, when the whole news came out about hate swap, it took, I would say this would probably be it. It took about a month for it
Yeah.
to really just go at a bottom support. So yeah, I think what you're saying is a good estimation. And then it started the accumulation phase, and then it started to go back up to 50. But yeah, ABC right now has been extraordinary. I'm liking it so far on what's going on. This is something I've been buying for a while. I've been just buying it downwards, and then it's finally at a level where I think it's at a good value price, and I'm just gonna keep waiting till it hits 100.
I think it could actually. I think it could because they do have a lot coming out. They do have the token coming out, staking coming out. I don't see why it can't hit 100. To be honest.
Yeah, they have a
Yeah.
solid platform right now. So why wouldn't?
Yeah, and one thing that it has that Elixir doesn't have is volume.
And we don't know what else ABC could do, because ABC is just a decentralized immunity NFT. It just owns hate swap, but it could own other things as well. And you have people like Jburst like buying like over like 500, 600 of them, and you have Skelly as well getting into it. So these guys could potentially make their own NFT project with whatever bags they have on ABC, and have that connected to ABC, which is just going to be mind blowing for me. And that's what I'm betting on is the community. What else are they going to build around it? Because no one owns it. It's just the NFT. It's just art where anyone can build on top of it. And that's going to be the part where I'm really interested on. It's not just hate swap. It's all these other little factors that's coming in.
Yeah, and I'd be surprised if no one from the OpenDAO eventually creates something else on it. That's another thing.
True. And there are a couple people on the OpenDAO as well. That's definitely a good point there. But yeah, that's basically my little take on ABCs. And overall, there's other things that also been looking at. I've been looking at a little bit on experiments. That's a little bit different. There's no volume there, but I still enjoy it. It's from Jersey. I did sell my experiment at 0.80 Sol. It was at 0.50, and I do think it's gonna go back down around 0.50 again. And it's just a trading platform right now for experiments. So that's basically been my main thing right now: experiments, Lunar, and ABCs, and sources as well.
Yeah, my list right now, definitely Sharkify, Elixir after about 4 weeks, for that 4 to 6 week range. I will be keeping an eye on Lilies to see what happens there.
Yeah.
I'm already fully stacked up on my Cosmic Cape Crusaders. They already have their updates already ready. It's just up to them when they want to roll it out. I suspect that could take a couple more weeks. So still holding on to those. Other than that, that's basically it. There is something interesting that is a super long-term play. I still haven't entered it. I got in, I flipped it. I've been watching it, but it's a game called Zilla versus Kong. And what this project is they're basically creating a game on a platform called Roblox, something like that. The founders do have experience in creating a game within this niche in the past, and they made about I think $500,000, 600,000. So I've already seen previews of this game. It's even better than the previous ones. And their revenue share can generate up to about $150 per month per Zilla versus Kong.
Really nice.
So yeah, they're actually going to release the game next year's summer. So the community is full of diamond hands. Super super small percentage listed. Oh, it's not the incubator. It's just Zilla versus Kong.
Oh, there you
That's
go.
the one. Yeah. So sort of waiting for these to just drop down. If it drops down to around 4 SOL, I may just pick one up, hold it for the long run. But I think this project could do well mid next year. I would be trying to catch a dip because, like I said, full of diamond hands, falls to 4 SOL. I'll probably pick one up and then just start DCA again as we as we go through the year.
Interesting.
Never heard of this
I
one actually.
I heard of it, but I've never got into it. Never researched about it, so I
Yeah.
don't know much about Zilla versus Kong. But I did see it. I did see it in the past. But we'll see how this plays out for Solinvestor. I'm definitely gonna look at it. But Zircon, any last words for the fans, for the Value Vibes gang? What do you got in place right now besides Argentina losing?
Yeah, I've been like a little bit taking a break on the space. I've been checking NFTs every single day, but not as intense as before. I've been checking how sources are playing since I'm still holding mine. They are still around the same price, so I'm confident on them pumping again anytime soon. And I'm not looking much on the market. I'm really excited on Claynosaurz. That would be like my main focus on NFTs right now, just because apparently they're gonna mint really soon. And not other than that, I'm taking it really slowly with patience and waiting to see how the market reacts after the big crash. It seems like we're starting to settle a little bit down, so that's good. Volume has been really high lately, and that's really good news. But other than that, I'm taking it really slowly this couple of days. I've seen like many people do the same thing, like taking a little bit of a break, maybe not being as active as we used to, but no more than that. Just being really confident on the place I'm gonna do, and not overexposing too much. That would be my last words.
Great last words. Great last words. How about you, Soul Investor?
I mean, I'm just waiting for Soul to hit $5, and then I'm going to enter. Right now, I have a small bag in. It's just a bag that I'm using just to keep trading, keep learning about the space, catching solid dips on solid projects that are going to be here, and really just honing my skills. Whatever you have in the NFT space, I wouldn't really expect to make a bunch of money, but I think this is a great opportunity to just really sharpen your skills. So when the next bull run comes in, you're not relearning NFTs, you're not relearning how to trade it. You're already experienced, etc., etc. And
Yeah.
I think the long run, people who really stick around, people who are trading, uh, I think they're going to be super successful.
Yeah. Some good last words. For me, I'm basically still watching my watch list right now. I've been buying a little bit. I'm probably gonna get in sometime this week in a couple of projects, and just slowly observing on what's going on. Just some projects that I'm actually gonna mint is Claynosaurz, and that's basically been my game plan. I'm not really buying Solana right now. I'm also waiting for it to dip a little bit, probably maybe around 10 Solana, maybe in a week if nothing happens and it's still 11, I'll probably buy some. But yeah, there's still macro conditions that's currently ongoing with the Federal Reserve and the rate hikes. That's probably gonna go on for another year. But overall, just playing small around here on these plays. So that's just been my main thing. Small trading and having my bag of long-term plays, which I don't really touch. What I try to do is just have my long-term plays on the side and then have this little focus on the short-term plays. And then that way I just forget about those long-term plays. But yeah, overall, it was a great time talking with you guys. Thanks for watching. Much love. And make sure you subscribe, you like, you comment below if there's anything you want us to talk about. And peace.